Hi you guys, welcome back. My name is Carrie Penny. I am the Happy Crafty Homemaker, and today we're going to discuss Lion Brand Crayola yarn. So this was a requested review. Oh, knees are getting kind of sore sitting down here. If you've been with me for any length of time, you'll know that this whole area right here used to have the Crayola yarn in it. I do actually have something that I will be able to slot in there that's been, I had it set aside in a project bag to start a project with, but I never started the project because I wasn't happy with the experience of getting the yarn here. So I will just shove that in there. And then that gives me one less WIP I have to look at. All right. So right out of the gate, I like the texture of this yarn. It is super soft. It is very squishy. It is very pleasant to work with. I was very surprised. It's actually softer to work with than it feels like it is in the cake, even though in the cake it feels really soft. So I crocheted this hat using the turquoise or aquamarine. Sorry, aquamarine. I knit a Ross hat using sepia, and I also did my own cowl to match it. I made some granny squares out of my scraps. Plus, I also made a shawl out of it. Now, I did not do washing swatches with this. I didn't really think it needed washing swatches, especially after I blocked it. This shawl has been steam blocked very heavily. You can see it held the blocking really nice, or took to the blocking really nicely. It was a very soft fabric to begin with, but after steam blocking, it's even drapier and even softer. So I'm really happy with that. One of the things I am notorious for nitpicking for: defects in the cakes. You know, I really loathe having defects in the cakes. Now, I have completely used 8 cakes. I had 2 defects in 8 cakes. One wasn't a bad defect. I think as it was being wound, something about it got kind of smooshed open. And in the it was in the center of the cake. So from the compression, when that got smooshed open like that, the compression held it open in the cake. But none of the yarn was broken or anything. When I knit through it, it was fine. That was the other one. Was I had one knot in the Tickle Me Pink. That was it. I had 2 defects. One was a cut and splice issue. One was not. These yarns are 3 ounces, 85 grams, 177 yards, 162 meters, 100% acrylic, machine washable and dryable. Now this one does have a lower temperature marked on it. It says 86 degrees Fahrenheit for the washing temperature. So if I were going to wash this, I would probably wash it and dry it on delicate instead of permanent press. It is a size 4, made in Turkey. Recommended needle is a size 7, 4.5 millimeters, hook H, which is 5 millimeters. Yeah. Something I realized as I was looking at this, apparently Crayola is a Hallmark company now. I did not realize that. Officially licensed product. Make sure to match dye lots. Yeah, that's all your information on there. And I mean, it's a super cute label. It looks super cute on my shelf. I kind of hate the fact I used all of it because it was just kind of super cute to look at. But my goal this year is to use yarn, not just hoard it, look at it, and pet it. And I did replace it with another pack of yarn. So Nice texture, little to no defects. While I understand this, I am disappointed at the cost of it. So regular price, it's $4.99 a ball for less than 100 grams. These are like $4 or $5.99. These are 150 grams. Nah. Over the course of these review videos for yarns, there seems to be a misunderstanding as to how to base the value of yarn. Yarn is packaged by weight, the amount of fiber contained in it. So if you have a bulkier weight yarn, you have less yardage for every 100 grams. If you have a finer weight, you have more yardage for every 100 grams. I focus on the ratio of price per gram on this channel, only because that is a very uniform, finite way for me to analyze value. These are also, I think, 150 grams. No, the 140 grams. I can compare price in weight because I do my cost evaluation based on the actual weight of the yarn in grams. I can compare the cost to other yarns of any size. Because like I said, 100 grams is 100 grams is 100 grams. You're getting the same amount of fiber if it's a fingering weight yarn at 100 grams or a bulky weight yarn at 100 grams. You're just getting a different yardage. Which is why I really wish more companies would do bulky yarns in the 200 to 300 gram balls or skeins or whatever instead of 100 grams, because it is very frustrating to have to weave in your ends if you want to do a larger project with a bulky yarn. Just because, for me, I always split the plies to weave them in. That way I don't end up with like chunky, icky spots. It gets kind of exhausting. I would love to see more yardage in some of those. I don't mind paying for it. But that being said, these are like $4.99. These are like $4.99. What's another? The Karen cakes, the cupcakes are 50 gram balls. I mean, those are regularly around $3.99, but those come with a pom-pom. Well, they're not 100 grams. I think they're 50 grams, yeah. But those, because of where they're sold, you can get those at a really good deal. Now, I paid like $2.99 a ball, so I'm not angry at what I paid for what I got for 85 grams. Mary Maxon's had it on sale. Hirschner's had it on sale, and I got mine when they were doing the 45% off sale last year, 45% off over the summer last year. So, I mean, I'm not angry for what I paid for it. But I do think $4.99 is incredibly steep for what you're getting, even though I really like the yarn. I wish they would do an unlicensed version of this yarn, where it's just, you know, Lion brand special soft or something like that. But it does cost more because of the licensing. And I've mentioned this in other videos before. When a company buys a licensor right to use a licensed thing, it drives the cost up. And something that is a brand like Crayola, I can't imagine their licensing comes particularly cheap. That's why when you see things like the Disney stuff, or I know they just did the Sesame Street set, all of those are going to cost just a little bit more because of that licensing fee. Licensed fabric costs more than unlicensed fabric. A lot of times paper pads, they'll keep the same price, but you get fewer sheets. Same thing with stickers. You'll get that it's the same price as, like, if you do like Tinkerbell and Flowers, It'll be the same price as just a whole bunch of flowers, but you'll have like 2 sheets in the whole bunch of flowers and 1 sheet in the Tinkerbell. So they do have to replace that cost, but I wish they would do this as a plain yarn and not have it associated to Crayola. I love, number one, it's super soft, 0 itching, beautiful to work with. I love the transition with the large striping. I love the speckling that you have throughout it. And I mean, it's still in the mid-tones up here too, a little bit. It crocheted beautifully. It knit beautifully. I had no issues with splitting. It's super squishy. And see in the dark purple how that looks mottled? That's where it's got the flecking in it. And then you can see the dark spots in the lighter shade there. I mean, it just, this is one of those yarns where the effect works beautifully in both knitting and crochet. It started thundering again outside, so he doesn't want to be on camera. Come here. Come here. Say hi. Before you get down, say hi. Ow. There you go. Say hi. He's like, no, I want to hide. I want to go curl up and hide. I came for comfort. You sweet boy. He has spent a lot of time with me recently, hanging out on my legs. No, he's going to climb back into the bin. I shared pictures of him sitting in the other day. I'm happy with the yarn. I just wish I had a better price point. But because you can find it on sale for like $2.99, I would say buy it on sale. Definitely buy it on sale. I really don't know. When you really like something, it's really hard to talk about it aside from, I really like it. It's smooth. It's fluffy. I did have a comparison for it. So it is as soft as mandala, which I think is incredibly soft, especially after you steam block. Oh, mandala is gorgeous. But mandala and cupcake are very, very soft, smooth yarns. This is kind of like a more aerated, plumper version of those. It's about to get really bad here. This will be our second thunderstorm today. And it's not even lunchtime yet. So yeah, buy it on sale. Check out Hirschner's, Mary Maxim, and Lion Brand when they're doing their big coupon code things. Like I said, I'm pretty sure I got 45% off when I bought mine from Lion Brand directly back in August. Ugh. I had Pippin fur stuck to my lips. And I'm not even wearing lipstick. I was trying to film before I worked out today. And it hasn't worked out. I had a lot of issues filming my show and tell video. So I did super basic makeup just to not wash out on camera. But I forgot to put on lipstick. I had just like some tinted lip gloss on. Or tinted chapstick on. And I still ended up with cat fur stuck all to me. Anyway. Yeah, I wish they made it without the licensing mark off. Super soft. I kept notes of defects per ball. So look for a sale and buy it. I would not pay $4.99 for it unless you want to collect it. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's one of those. I don't necessarily collect yarn. So for me, that's not my cup of tea. Though I was considering not using these because they looked awfully cute just sitting there in their little yarn bands. But yeah, I used 8 complete balls of it. So out of 8 balls, I had 1 knot. 1 defect and 1 knot. That's really not bad, even for each ball being a few grams shy of complete, in my opinion. I did not have any underweight cakes, but I did have some overweight cakes. Like I said, I'd had the granny squares left over and stuff. I know one of them was closer to 92 grams in the cake. So just putting it out there. If this one seems to be one where if the weight is off, it's overweight, not underweight. Sometimes it does pay to check that out. But aside from just trying to make myself talk about this, all I can say is I liked it. It's soft. It blocks nicely. It works up very nicely. It knits and crochets well. It visually, some of the colors have really nice texture. Now the aquamarine doesn't have the flecking in it. I like the way, because the color change is so long, you get really nice striping with it. It feels more like a self-striping kind of yarn. Colors are vivid. If you wanted to do something that looks like you've got more striping to it than what you really did. And I didn't actually color control. You can see where the purple started a little early there. Now I did have one weird blip in the pink. This stretch right here in the light pink, I think that is actually supposed to be the speckling. Because if you look down here in this section, you can see that there's some speckling in the pinks too. And it's got really bright speckles. I'm making it harder to see. You can see where the speckling is kind of bright down there. There does seem to be some sort of oddness going on in this section right here. But that was the only time I noticed that. You can see I didn't color control there. But the color blends so nicely. The dark group and the light group blend so seamlessly. Unless you're looking for the spots where the color changes within those groups. You really can't tell. It doesn't have a slow progression. It's definitely boom, boom. Color change. But working in the round, it looks like jogless stripes. And the sky just got really black here. I'm hoping we're not going to get a windy storm and end up with a tornado again. But with how weird our weather's been, just saying. Go for it. When you see it on sale, I would say it's, especially if you can find it on the $2.99 sale like I did, definitely would say it's worth it. $4.99 unless you're a collector seems a bit steep. Nice texture, blocks well, crochets well, knits well. That's all. If you have any questions, please comment down below, send me an email, shoot me a message on Instagram. If there's something I'm missing here, but it's a nice acrylic yarn. All right, you guys, take care. I love you, and I'll see you real soon.